Today we are going to study the concept of strategy. So let's start. What is strategy? In simplified terms, a strategy is the means to achieve objective. So each and everybody has some goals or objective. Each organization has objective as a profit maximization. Suppose there is a organization called Cadbury. So they want to sell maximum chocolates, maximum candies, maximum their products. Similarly, they want to be number one in their industry, or they should have maximum market share. So these are the objective: remain number one, sell maximum product, generate more profit, generate more revenue, increase the sales, or remain have to have large market share in the industry. So these are the objectives. So what are the means to achieve these objective will be your strategy. So suppose they want to decrease the price, so it can be your pricing strategy. Suppose they want to give more advertisement or change in the marketing campaign, so this is promotional strategy. They want to improve, they want to come up with the more products, so it can be a product development strategy. Or they want to go into some other FMCG areas like soap, or some spices, or some another food material. So it can be a diversification strategy. So these there are some objectives of each and every organization, and how they are going to achieve this organization will tell the strategy of that particular organization. The term strategy is derived from the Greek word strategos, which means generalship, the actual direction of the military force. So this strategy word has come from the defense sector, and in defense there is a general, and who directs the way where military should be deployed, in which direction military should go. So suppose in India, if a general of India decides to compete with the China, to if there is a conflict going on with the China, and if we want to deploy military force towards our eastern border, so that is the strategy. Our strategy is to combat China, uh, to uh, defend our territory from China. So that can be strategy. So strategically we are deploying our military to eastern border, similarly to western border. So there is, suppose, a threat from the terrorist activities from the Pakistan, so we deployed our military force, more military force, or our aircrafts, fighter aircrafts, to the western border. So that is the decision taken by the general, and that we can say that is the some kind of strategy, like to combat with the Pakistan, or to we strategically deploying our forces towards western border. Suppose tomorrow there is a conflict with the Bangladesh, or Nepal, or Bhutan, or Sri Lanka, and we are deploying our military force towards that direction. So the word strategy comes from the defense, and where we when we decide the direction or deployment of the military force, that time we were using the term strategy, as distinct from the policy governing its deployment. So where we are deploying our resources, military force is one kind of resource. Literally the word strategy means art of general. So general uh, is the person who is authorized to take the decision about the military force. So how he is taking decision, how much uh, force should be deployed, where to deployed, how we should defend or attack the enemy. So it is art of general. In business there is no definite meaning assigned to strategy. So in business you might have heard that we this is our product strategy, this is our promotional strategy, this is our marketing strategy, we are launching new marketing campaign, then we this is diversification strategy, then there is a merger and acquisition strategy. So there are different strategy, and strategy comes with particular set of context. Strategy itself doesn't mean anything. Strategy means only that our planning in particular direction. But along with that, we have there are many things are associated with that. If you decrease the price or if you increase the price, that becomes your pricing strategy. Uh, if you develop new products or you go for the diversification, that is your product strategy. So strategy itself has no meaning, and if you attach that strategy with some other area, that becomes your strategy. So in business there is no definite meaning assigned to strategy. Everywhere you can use this word strategy. uh, and this word strategy, that's why there is no because there is no particular definite meaning attached to it, the term strategy is often loosely used. Everybody is using in, even suppose there is short term decision, then also organizations are saying incorrectly that is our strategy. Suppose organization is organization has changed his its supplier, then also they said that that is our procurement strategy. Even if there is a small change, they are loosely using this word strategy. So strategy should be long term decisions or planning. So we should not use it loosely. Strategy could be a plan or a course or action or a set of decisions. So see what all things can be, why we are saying it is loosely used. It can be a plan, it can be course of action, it can be decision. So everybody is describing their plan as a strategy, their course of action as a strategy, their decisions as a strategy. So that's why this term is slightly confusing. A plan or a course of action or a set of decision rules, making pattern or creating common thread. So these plan, course, decisions have some particular should have some particular pattern or a common thread, then only we can say these planning or course of action or decisions as a strategy. The pattern or a common thread related to organization activities which are derived from the policy, objective, and goals. And the plan or course of action or decision which we are going to take should be related to achieve some policies, to achieve some objectives, to achieve some goals. So, uh, in the first definition, we said what all things we do to achieve our objectives is our strategy. So here the same thing is repeated in first and second definition. Now the third definition: organization's activity which move an organization from its current position to a desired future state. So there is a computer organizations like Compaq, Dell, HP, Lenovo, Toshiba, so on, Samsung, Whirlpool, LG. They want to be number one in suppose laptop in category. So they are maybe these organization may be at fifth rank, fourth rank, third rank, second rank, or maybe at 10th rank. That is their current position, and they want to go. Everybody wants to go to the first position. That desired future state is first. Uh, First place in that particular industry. So organizations activities which move an organization from its current position to desired future state. So from 10th position to first position, when they'll reach, and that time what successful decisions they have taken, it's called their strategy. Suppose LG becomes tomorrow the number one laptop selling company. So what all decisions they have taken to achieve to increase their sales is called strategy. Concern with the resources necessary for implementing a plan. Concern it is a strategy is concerned with the resources necessary for implementing a plan or following course of action. So strategy most of the time is related to deployment or use of resources. Strategy word is used when you want to get more benefit in less number of resources. If somebody is using suppose 10 hours of uh, uh, labor or manpower, and he is able to achieve only manufacturing of 2 units where the target is 10 units, when that time when he is using more resources and achieving less target or less number of units production, that time it cannot be called as a strategy. That is the mismanagement or inefficiency of that organization. So that cannot be called as a strategy. When you use 2 hours of labor and you produce 5 units or 6 units instead of using when the target is 2 units, you uh, increase the production by 200%, 100%, 250%, 250, 2.5 times or 2 times or 1.5 times, then it can be called as a strategy. The concept of strategy is central to understanding the process of strategic management. So until and unless you understand strategy, you cannot able to understand strategic management. With so many different interpretations of a term, it really difficult to fathom what strategy really means. So there are a lot of definitions, there are a lot of meaning attached to it. So don't worry if you are still confused about the strategy. When you'll complete the syllabus, or when you'll understand some more part of uh, some more chapters, then you will probably understand the accurate meaning of the strategy. Strategy often emerges as a concept having two different perspectives, thereby making it a paradox. Sometimes strategy is land you in dilemma, like whether to do it, or whether should we should go it, or whether we should not go it. So uh, uh, Nokia is I think failed because of their incorrect strategy of using Symbian operating system. That time, Android operating system was famous and popular and user friendly, and was the future of the uh, telecom industry. That time, Nokia did not bother to move to the Android. Again, Samsung was launching phone with the two uh, sims, the phones which are compatible for two sim cards, but Nokia did not bother to make it a change, and they all started offering only one sim cards. That's why they failed. So failure of the Nokia is whether they should go for the another Android operating system or not. That time they decided we should not go, and Samsung decided we should go with the Android. So sometimes strategy is paradox, like we should go it or we should not go it. So when we decide that we should not go for the Android operating system, that time they have some kind of research, they might have done the research. Being a huge large organization, uh, Nokia decided they have studied. It's not like that they were not aware of the Android. They were aware of the Android. They know all the details, but at the end, their strategy was not to go with the Android, to go with the some other operating system. That was incorrect strategy. That's why strategy is always considered as a dilemma or paradox. Bob DeWitt and Ron Mayer have authored a highly readable book with a title Strategy Synthesis. In that, they have mentioned that whether we should go for the competition or cooperation. Suppose uh, uh, there is a company Idea and Vodafone. So they have to decide they should compete with each other, or they should go with by the cooperation with each other and deal with the Airtel and Jio. So if they compete, they both of them they will have losses, and if they do cooperation, they might successfully team up against Airtel and Reliance Jio. So that there is always a paradox. Like we should compete with Vodafone. Vodafone has a dilemma that we should compete with Airtel Idea and Reliance Jio, or we should cooperate with Reliance with Idea and compete with the uh, Airtel and Reliance Jio. National boundaries or go for the international. So local or international. We should sell the products locally or we should go globally. So globalization versus localization is another dilemma. So these are the these are the strategies, like to compete with your enemy or cooperate with your enemy and make profits, and whether to sell your product at local level and sell your product at global level. When you decide to go globally, that time also you have a risk that you will lose your investment. Like Ford has closed its businesses, then General Motor has closed its businesses, then even we decided that Zomato has closed its businesses in UK. So these are the many companies, they close business in China. So they lost their investment recently. The manufacturing of this Apple iPhone shifted from US to India. Even Japanese firms, they are giving 2 to 3 billion. They have uh, kept a budget to move out of China. They are helping organization in China to move out of their Japanese organization which are manufacturing in China, to help come out of the China. So these are the strategies. Uh, these are the examples of the strategies. So I think today we'll finish our uh, mm, video here. In the next video we will discuss strategic management.